Hello, my name is Rick, and this is the Dwarf Fortress of Swampcavern. At least, this is what it looks like in a more current-ish version of Armok Vision. The video I'm about to show you was recorded about a year ago. I didn't have the technology then that I do now, so the recording isn't quite up to my current standards. This video was shot with the Armok Vision of the time, so it's not going to look like this. However, the material is, I feel, tremendously entertaining. I was recording an in-game explanation for why Swampcavern has so much adamantine when the goblins attacked. This time we were ready for them, with cages filled with giant spiders, both tame giant cave spiders and a tame giant jumping spider. The goblins are once again led by a leader who is an elf. We are really starting to hate those guys. With around 120 goblins, this is probably the largest siege Swampcavern has ever seen. And so, our real story begins. An evil wizard told the dwarves of Swampcavern that the top of their adamantine spire was solid. And they said, "Well, you're an evil wizard, why would you help us?" And he said, "Well, you don't have to take my word for it. You can just mine through the adamantine and see for yourself that what I'm saying is true." And they said, "Aha, that proves it, that you're evil. It's a trick, because if we did that, and you're lying, then the dogs would come out." And we don't want to let the dogs out. And he said, "Well, you don't have to actually mine through it. You could just build fortifications and peer through." And so they did. And it turns out the evil wizard was telling the truth. And so the dwarves asked the evil wizard, "If you're evil, why are you helping us?" And the evil wizard replied, "What makes you think I'm helping you?" And then he laughed with a very particularly evil laugh. It sounded a lot like this. or something like that. In Swampcavern, our motto is, never send one dwarf when you can send an entire army. Really? A real one this time? Or do you mean another 7 guys? I'm starting to not believe you anymore. In the winter of the year 146, a vile force of darkness has arrived. Oh, the timing. The good news is none of our guys appear to be on the surface at the moment. The bad news is a huge chunk of our fort is digging stuff in the basement at the moment. I'm not sure how this is going to go over. Last I was looking, some poor schlub was jumping around and grabbing onto columns and possibly falling multiple levels. And now this. They've sent an elf. It's only 7 guys right now. I'm not super scared. Okay, we're up to 29 goblins so far. Yeah, we've never seen a huge siege here, so I would still be very surprised if we did. Here's the thing that's just killing our FPS right now. We were doing this. We're mining over here. We're up to 96 others. Only a few of those are humans in the tavern. But a pretty fair whack are trundles. Okay. Serious siege or no, this is probably the single largest siege Swampcavern has ever seen. And in the middle of that, the mayor is worried about exports. Oh, there might be 100 goblins, many of them lashers. A lot of the worst, most damaging kinds of goblins you can have are out there right now. Exports. You know what we got to be worried about? Our exports. What? Oh, don't you sell any of our maces. We're going to need those right now. Hello, my name is Rick, and this is the Dwarven Fortress of Swampcavern. And this is the Great Siege of Swampcavern. It's been many years since the last time the Goblins visited Swampcavern, and they decided that they really missed the place. On this side you have 120 armed and angry goblins bent on a rampage of evil and destruction. On this side you have 100 dwarves in adamantine armor, steel armor, armed with adamantine weapons, and 20 years of military experience. This is the direction that the goblins are coming from. As they approach the fort, this is what they're going to see. Well, well, look who it is. The leader of the goblin forces is an elf, and he's here to play Knifey Spoony with us. No, he's leading the charge. In case you're wondering, are the goblins really trying this time? Oh yeah, they're really trying. This is 120 of them, and the local goblin pits have 370 or so, give or take, which means they've thrown about a third of their entire local population at us. Also, the bugs in Swampcavern are kind of noisy today, but you know, what are you going to do? It's a swamp. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Forward, you scum. We have a special surprise in mind for the goblins this time. We have a cage here, just absolutely filled with giant spiders that we've been saving for just this occasion. I have ordered the archers to take up their positions. I have ordered the melee teams to fall back for now. And we're going to slam the front door, and if they want to come in either of the main siege entrances, they can go ahead. That's what we want. Someone pull the lever, please. Ooh, those frames per second. Here's the situation. The goblins have struck at a simply awful time. A full third of the fort was all running around mining adamantine that we had recently discovered was safe to mine. And so people who aren't miners are running around to carry it. People who are miners are running around to dig it. And so they're all running through narrow caves and pathing all at the same time. The goblins almost couldn't have picked a worse time to strike, in a way, which is why we have to keep this short and sweet. Okay, scratch what I just said. The miners are done. I didn't realize they made pretty short work of it. So everyone else who's running around here is trying to pick up this shiny blue stuff. I had checked in advance. I knew it was safe to mine out this way. For those of you playing along at home, if you don't know what you're doing, I don't recommend doing that. Come on. Come on. Throw that lever. You know you want to. Goblins are getting closer and closer. Somebody in the tavern, please go to throw the lever. Or anybody. Oh, Aquaman, how you doing, buddy? You're always quick with the lever pull. Good job. Wow, look at all these goblin lashers. Oh, this guy's they're different somehow. Here's the guy we really hate. This elf swordsman, Prince Fancy Pants over here. Look at him. He's carrying a wooden short sword. Now I hate him more than ever. Oh, Nurzung Dangam. We have a goblin poet named Nurzung. Hey, Nurzung, your relatives are here. You want to invite them in? We'll have a party. A spider party. Also, look at these jerks over here, and these jerks over here, and these more jerks over here. So many. Here they come. Prince Fancy Pants is leading the charge. Come on, goblin people, let's go mess these dwarves up, he says. Yeah, you guys go in front of me. The goblins are actually starting to really get quite close to the fort. The archers are in position already, but it looks like the goblin army is charging the old siege entrance. I kind of thought they would maybe split off and go two ways, but I guess they're taking the most direct route, which kind of makes sense. Where I'm going with this is they're getting very close to the spider trap. Maybe we should throw the lever for the spider trap. Or perhaps we should wait till they get closer. I'm going to wait just a little bit, just a few more ticks. Let the goblins get just a little bit closer. 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 Oh, the 9 frames per second is just killing us. I mean, for a battle situation, that's actually not terrible for Swampcavern, but oh, if they'd shown up 15 minutes later, we'd be done with the mining operation. Let's see, who do we have here? We've got goblins, more goblins, 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 more goblins. Goblins, goblins, more goblins.